Hi guys, how is everybody? I am jumping on here to do oh hey everybody, hey. Okay, I'm going to do some scones today, keeping up with some of the Irish things that I want to make. So I'm going to jump on here and make some scones, and it's a pretty simple recipe. Hi guys, hi everybody. Okay, so let's get started. I have my oven set at 350. You're going to get in there with your hands. My hands are clean. This is how you mix it, so the old-fashioned way. Okay, so for my recipe, 2 cups of all-purpose flour. 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Hey, Tanya. 2 cups of all-purpose flour. 2 cups of sour cream. And in it goes. In it goes. This is a 16-ounce container, so if you just get a 16-ounce container, you're good to go. Now, yesterday we made the Irish apple skillet cake, and I said that I would double the goodies on the top, so whenever I did the recipe online yesterday, I went ahead and doubled it automatically, so it looks like that's what the recipe is. So I did change the recipe a little bit, but instead of confusing everybody, I just wrote it out the way that you would have double goodie on the top. Keep just a little smidgen, just like a tablespoon, in your container, because we're going to wipe the top of our scones with that. So just keep a little bit in the container, just a little bit, maybe a tablespoon. Okay, so the next thing is a 1/3 cup of sugar. In that goes. And then this did not call for vanilla. I am putting some vanilla in, and I'm only going to put a smidgen in, but I just wanted a little bit vanilla. So this is not in the recipe. Action needed. Check your connection. Okay, we got it. This is not in the recipe, but I'm adding it, just a smidgen. And this is some vanilla bean paste, and that's just for a little bit of goodness, that's all. Hi, Kaylee. So we're adding that, and then when it comes to add-ins, that can be anything you want. You can do chocolate chips, you can do coconut, you can do cherries, you can do blueberries, you can do whatever you want. I mean, it's endless. Strawberry, blueberry, peach, whatever you want. Today, we're doing cranberries. So I have all my cranberries here, but I'm going to start mixing this up. So we're going to do cranberry orange is what I did. This is a tablespoon of orange rind, and I'm doing cranberries. We also need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. So let's get that in there. Move. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Now we're just going to get in here with our hands. Just followed you. Hi everybody. And we're going to start bringing it around, sort of like you would like a biscuit in a way. Just keep bringing it. You're going to get messy, but I mean, if you want to bake and you want something good, you're going to get messy, right? So I'm going to start working this in, and then we're going to put our add-ins in. Today I'm choosing the cranberries and the orange. So I got about a tablespoon of orange zest and a cup of cranberries. Now, last time I made this, the lady said to put ACPC cats. The lady said to put in a cup and a half of add-ins. That was way too much, way too much. So, oh, my #1 viewer. Hi, ACP Cats. Hey, Tanya. Alright, so we're going to keep mixing that, and it pretty much looks like that. I'm going to put my add-ins in so we can start putting those in. So I have a cup of cranberries, and then I have a tablespoon of orange zest. Hi, Maria. And that's it. That's everything in the bowl. Everything in the bowl. I know it doesn't look so good right yet, but trust the process. Trust the process. I forgot to look and see if there's... Hi, sis. I forgot to look today and see if there was any birthdays today on Facebook. Usually I try to look and see if there's a shout out I can give to somebody, but I forgot to look today. So I don't know what kind of service we're going to be having when we go on our cruise. I won't be cooking, that's for sure, but if there's some way I can get on and show you guys what's going on, I will. Okay, so this is a little tacky for me, so I'm going to add a little bit more flour. And if it's real tacky like this, you need just a little bit more flour. And then I'm going to put this onto a floured surface. And then I'm going to clean my hands off. Let me get some flour on the counter here. Now, the last time I made these, which was a while ago, she said to cut into 11. So, I'm going to clean my hands. Best way to do it is just get your finger around and get it cleaned. She said to cut it into 11. That was they were way too big, I thought. Definitely not. But she was from Paris, so maybe their scones are bigger, I don't know. To me, it was just too much. Alright, I'm going to step away and scrub my hand real quick so I can finish doing what needs to be done here. I'm going to leave this sit here. Okay guys, let's get these hands dried. Hi everybody. Okay, so there's your dough. She said 11. We're not doing 11. 11 is way too big. And we're just going to do it the rest of the way my way. So, to go back over it, we're making scones. You need the 2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1/3 of a cup of sugar, 2 cups of sour cream, and then your add-ins. That can be whatever you want. I chose cranberries and orange today, and I put a tablespoon of orange rind and a cup of cranberries. So we're just going to roll this around a little bit. I know I should have an apron, right guys? Okay. So I'm just going to roll this out into a log. And then we're going to start cutting is what we're going to do. I could get my scale out, but I think we're just going to eyeball it. Hi, Miss Betty. How are you? Okay, so we're just going to eyeball this, guys. Okay. Now I'm going to roll these up into a ball, and I'm just going to look at them and see if they're like if they look like this one here is definitely smaller. So we're going to pick and choose. That's what we're going to do. We're going to pick and choose. I'm going to see what they look like. Try not to get my hands all yucky. So my husband and I are going on our first cruise. Does anybody on here have a do and don't for a first cruise? I'm a little nervous. I'm only nervous because we went deep sea fishing and I got seasick, so I'm kind of nervous about going. My doctor did give me medicine though. So, okay, so this one here looks like the smallest. I'm just going to take a little bit from a couple of these instead of getting the scale out and weighing them. We're just going to do it this way. And see, I'm starting to stick because the inside's so soft, but the outside isn't. Okay. So now we're going to put these on a baking sheet. Now, her directions are 350 for 20 to 25 minutes. So, this is the other part of her direction. And I liked it, but she didn't say how to store these. So, I didn't like the part. Hi, Ellie. I didn't like the part. So anyway, you put a little bit of the sour cream on top, and then you put a little bit of brown sugar on the top. So I put them in the refrigerator, and the brown sugar got a little soft, I guess you would say. But then when I put them back in the convection oven, the pizza oven, whatever, it crisped right back up. So this is her direction, so I'm just going to do what she said. So she said, just take your finger and put a little bit of the sour cream on top of the scone. Not a lot, just a little bit. And then you just turn it over into the powdered sugar and put them on your tray. And that's it. And that's for each one. So, that's what I did. And so, in with my powdered sugar, I put some, oh, you're so cute, thank you. In with the powdered sugar, I put, I don't know if you can see it, some gold sanding sugar as well. Keeping up with Mardi Gras. Little bit of fun. Okay. So we got, she said 11. That's what we got here. So we'll see. Last time I made them, I thought they looked too big, but we'll see. I went ahead and did what she said. So as you can see, the brown sugar with the gold. Cute. Cute, cute. Here we go again. That's why I said you don't need much, so just reserve, just maybe, you don't even need a tablespoon. You just kind of gotta, you know, do the tops. Do the tops. Last time, the reason why I'm using my finger, the last time I made these, they were really, really good. But she said to use a brush to brush on the sour cream. And I felt that was too much. Too much. So that's why I'm just dabbing it on. That's the way I want to do it. I'm just going to dab it. Because you figure you're putting these in the oven, they're going to jump. You know, you don't want any more. I mean, putting a lot on there, it's just adding moisture, right? So we got our brown sugar. Her directions just called for brown sugar, but I added gold sanding sugar in with it. Just something to sparkle for Mardi Gras, okay, guys? So if you're just jumping on here, we're making scones, and they are 2 cups of all-purpose flour and 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a 1/3 cup of sugar, and 2 cups of sour cream. And then you need a little bit of, I don't know, I said a tablespoon, but a teaspoon will probably work to dab the tops of the sour cream. So just use what's left over in your sour cream container and dab the tops. And then you just need a bowl with some brown sugar. See, this is getting a little tacky. You just need a bowl with a little bit of brown sugar, and I put a little bit of gold sanding sugar to the homage of Mardi Gras. So there we go. So let me wash my hands again. Just gonna get messy. Just gonna get messy. Okay. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Ned. I don't want to say your name wrong. Nadoe. How are you? Hi, Cindy. How are you, sweetheart? Okay. So it says they're gonna go in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes. That's what they look like. So you got your brown sugar with a little bit of gold sanding sugar just to give them a little, hi Uncle Buck, a little bit of prettiness. Alexa, set the timer for 25 minutes.
25 minutes, starting now.
So let's clean this up a little bit. I just like making messes. Mess. And then I'm going to, I have showed people before, but I never showed it on TikTok, so I'm going to show it on TikTok. I have shown it on Facebook before. Okay, let me get rid of this stuff, guys. Wipe up my counter a little bit before I put something else here. Hi everybody, hi. I like to buy different gadgets. And hi Pam, how are you? if people, my nieces and them know that I like certain things. And I collect Fiesta ware. So almost everybody in the family knows that. I have a whole cabinet full of Fiesta ware. I love Fiesta ware. Not only that, it's made in the United States. You can cook on it. You can cook. It can go from the freezer to the oven. Just love the stuff. So my niece got me this grater plate. I love this plate. I don't know if anybody's ever seen them. They're from Spain. You can get them on Amazon. They have, this is the small one. They have big ones. They have bowls. They have many of them. So I'm going to put this close. Can you guys see the grater? So you can do chocolate on this. You can do fruit. You can you guys see? Anyway, I was gifted this bowl, this grater bowl, to go with all my Fiesta ware because of all the bright colors. And so one day I was like, well, I'm just going to play with this. I got to get it out and play with it. So I grated chocolate, and I've grated other things, but my favorite thing is like if I'm in the kitchen and I just want something to quickly snack on, let me get a strawberry. Let me show you. Okay, so these are frozen berries. So you can do, if you don't want to hold it because your hands or whatever. I'm going to show you here in a minute. See what it does to the strawberry? And then you have like, and it's almost like you're having a sorbet. Now you can do garlic, you can do any kind of frozen fruit, you can do chocolate, whatever you need. If you want to do a potato, you can do anything. I know my one sister's on here, and she bought a bunch of these for her friends for Christmas. So that was a pretty big strawberry, and look at that. It just chewed it right up. And then, of course, you know, once you're done, you'll have to wash it or whatever, but let me get a spoon. So when I'm in the kitchen and you just want something to, just a little snack, look at that. Isn't that cool? And it tastes like you're just eating strawberry. You guys see? It's just like strawberry sorbet. You can do any fruit, any, like I said, chocolate, fruit, whatever you want, you can do it. Usually I don't hold this, I just do it with my fingers because the cold doesn't bother me. But the blueberries are really good, the strawberries are really good, peaches are really good. Anything that you can, any kind of frozen fruit that you can put on here. Isn't that cool? It's the best $12 gift you can ever buy somebody if they do a lot of kitchen work. I have used it for garlic, but I like to do just like a strawberry or whatever, and you can eat it, and it's just like a quick, nice little snack. So, our scones have 19 minutes. I don't know what else I can do for 19 minutes, but I just thought I wanted to show you guys that. There's a couple kitchen things that I'm just amused by, and that's one of them. The other one is this. I got this for Christmas, and so I think these are like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say the A store on here. I don't know if I'll get in trouble for saying that. But anyhow, you can buy these for like, I think they're like $5. They're stainless steel. And there's a point on the bottom here. Well, best little thing to whip up some eggs, whatever you want. When I made my eggnog at Christmas time, this is what I used for the eggnog. So I just went in there and in the pot, because this will hold down on the bottom, and you can just whip. So I actually like this better than my hand blender that I have, my immersion blender. I like this better. I haven't touched my immersion blender since I got this. So it's probably something that I need to gift and give away, because I'm not going to use it anymore. But these two things are the best two things I got last year. So it comes with this, it comes with the plate, and it comes with a little brush. And this is, hi, how are you? Are you a cake decorator? Yes, I am. I am a cake decorator. I was a cake decorator for many years. We had our own bakery. And anyhow, it comes with this too. If you do garlic or chocolate, you can sweep it off the plate. You wouldn't want to do this for the fruit. But this is a nice little broom to get all your chocolate and all your garlic off. So it'll sweep it right into your pot, your pan, whatever you want to sweep it into. So I think these are like $12.99 for the 3 set, and they come in tons of colors. Now, on the other shop that starts with an E, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, you can get bigger ones. You can get bigger plates. You can get to where you want to make avocado salsa or guacamole. You can do it right in the bowl, because it's about, I don't know, maybe 6-7 inches in diameter, and it's a deep bowl, so you can just make your guacamole right in that bowl. You don't have to get it, you can just do it on the grater right there in that bowl. And they have larger plates, and then they have a I think it's like a 10-inch bowl, like a pasta bowl, and it's deep, and it also has a grater on the bottom to where you can just make a big batch of salsa right in there, because you can grate your tomatoes, everything on this thing. I mean, this is a small one. This is only, I think they call it a 4-inch plate, but they have other sizes, and I'll tell you what, when I got this, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. How easy is that? I mean, you can do cheese, everything on this little thing. Whatever you want to do to grate up, you can do it on this little plate. And it's amazing the things that they come out. But these are made in Spain. And they have tons of colors. And the ones on that starts with an E, shop, not the, let's see, not the 4-letter E shop, but the other one that there's a lot of creators on for homemade stuff. They have an array of them, small, big, and large. So if there's ever something that you want to gift somebody, or, I mean, I'm not getting anything from them. This is just something that I really, really got for a birthday gift, and I absolutely love this thing. And, to go with my Fiesta wear, but it's one of the best gifts I ever got. I just love it. If I have a kitchen gift or a gadget that somebody gifted me, like my girlfriend, she said, Jenny, that was only $5. I said, you know what? That's the best $5 I got, because I absolutely love this thing. I'm trying to think if there's something else I got this year that I like. If there's cake decorators on here. This is old. This is an old, and it looks like a potato peeler, but it is not. This was made in Switzerland. This is like 30 years old. This chocolate shaver, I've had this for 30 years, and it's from Switzerland, and I was gifted this when I started my cake decorating career. A gentleman that owned the grocery store, I was making a wedding cake, and they wanted chocolate shaved all over it. And I said to him, I need a good chocolate shaver if I got to do this wedding cake. This, you got to have something good. And he got on and researched it, and she's seen some better days, but I still use her, and she's 30 years old. So the only name I can see on here is KUHN, Switzerland. I don't know where he got it from, but it's 30 years old. It looks like a potato peeler, but it's to shave chocolate, and it's from Switzerland. So out of 3 things in my kitchen that I really like, it is these 3 items, because I use this a lot whenever I do cakes. It is not a potato peeler, but I have used it as a potato peeler, and it goes right through. It's better than a potato peeler. And then, of course, this little thing from the A store online, and then this here too was from the A store online, and but you can also get it on the E store online and get bigger ones. So now, enough about me. Is anybody on here that's been on a cruise? We are going on our first cruise, and I am nervous about that cruise, but it's going to be Saturday. Yes, I have. Was it fun? I've been on 2. Okay, are they fun? I'm worried about getting seasick. You love both of them? Okay, we're going on a carnival. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on here. I was nervous about getting seasick. My husband took us all sea fishing. There was, I think he paid for 13 people. I got seasick the first time. Take some time. Okay, my doctor gave me patches behind my ear. My husband enjoyed it more than I did, but it was fun. My husband gave me, or not my husband, my doctor gave me patches for behind my ear, but somebody told me that Dramamine at the store works better than the patches. Anybody know? Patches work great. I think these ones, I had to pick them up at the pharmacy. You wear 1 patch every 3 days. You change it. And then somebody said take the patch and Dramamine, and I thought that was too much. Anyway, we went deep sea fishing, and he paid for 13 people, and I think all but 5 people got sick. My son said it doesn't even feel like you're floating. We're going to the Bahamas. I think we're going to Princess K's and Celebration Keys. Okay. I wasn't sure on the excursions either. We're still thinking about that. I don't know. I'm not real venturous. Yeah. I think I answered that. We're going to the Bahamas. Yeah. So we got 8 minutes left, guys. Let me see what they're looking like. Oh my. See, I think they're too big. Those fishing boats are not, they are a lot rougher than a cruise. Yeah, they kept saying, look at the horizon. There was no looking at no horizon. Next time I make these, and I will make them again, we're going to cut these in half. So it's been a while since I made them. And I do remember writing that down, that I think they're bigger than what they need to be. So I should have went ahead and cut them down, and I didn't. And now I'm regretting it, but that's okay. My son works at a big crab house here locally. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name. Locally here in Myrtle Beach. Hi guys. So I know I had a lot of questions on, what do you do with all that stuff that you bake? Well, the other day I made my Gigi's sugar cookie recipe, and I doubled the batch. I ended up with 45 cookies, but they were all gone. I had them, they all went out the door except for 4 of them, and my husband and my son got those, or my granddaughter, somebody ate them, but I only kept 4 in the house. The rest of them went to the neighbors and to nurses that take care of me, I sent a little package to my mom, and then the apple cake. Today when my son goes to work, he'll take that to work, and he'll probably take some of these scones. So usually whenever I'm making something, I either try to make something that we like, we can eat, and I can put in the freezer and just pull out if we want. Hi, Shakira. I don't know if I said your name right. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Hi, Markia. So that's what I do with this stuff. So I've had a lot of questions. What do you do with all that stuff? Because I did a lot of baking for Valentine's Day, and I've had questions and questions and questions. So that's what I do. Let's see. We don't have a birthday in March. We do have one in April. I think the next decorated cake that I will be doing on here will be in May. My husband will turn 67. You know, the grandkids are loving that. 6, 7, they're loving that. So they're like, come on, Nay, we got to do everything 6, 7 for Pappy. I was like, okay, we'll do it. But other than that, that's it. That's it. We got 5 minutes left, guys. So yep, we're going on a boat. We're going on a big boat. And I hope, fingers crossed, nobody gets sick. I don't want to come back sick. So we've had sickness running through this house forever. So I'm hoping we're done with all that. But if you guys want to get a good gift, and I'll say it, let me read the recipe again. So what we made today was scones. They're easy to do. So it's 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 cups of sour cream. So I just get the 16-ounce container, whip it up a little bit because it always has like a little bit of water on top, so I always stir it up a little bit. A 1/3 cup of sugar. Start mixing all that up by your hands, what God gave you, and then you need a cup of add-ins, and that can be whatever you want. I chose cranberry and orange today. You can do blueberry, whatever you want to put into it, chocolate chips, coconut, whatever you want. You can do brown cinnamon sugar, whatever you want. And so you need a cup of add-ins. That's your choice. And then just cut them up, roll them up into a ball, take your finger and spread a little bit out. I just dabbed it on there, and then I took some brown sugar and put in a bowl, turn them upside down, put the, dip it in the brown sugar, and then bake, and then you put them on the baking tray. And then you bake them for 20 to 25 minutes. And that's it. It's a simple recipe, real simple recipe. And then you bake them at 350 for 25. Well, it says 25 to 30. I put them in for 25, and they were done last time at 25 minutes. So we're bearing down on that. Hi guys, how are you? Let's see. Hopefully you will have a wonderful cruise. I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. Today I'm going to start packing today. I read, I don't know if this is true or not, but I read that you could take like a 12-pack of soda with you. Has anybody ever heard that? I only like, I don't know if I can say it on here, Coke Zero. And a lot of places only have like the P word. So I read online that you could take a 12-pack with you. Does anybody know if that's true? And if they don't, I guess they'll be confiscating it because I already bought it. Oh, that would be good. I'll be on here Sunday decorating for sure. For sure. Thanks for stopping in. That's true. I can take a 12-pack per person or per couple. I was just on a cruise. Okay. And did you take soda with you? I wanted to take soda and I wanted to take my protein shakes. Because I don't think they're going to have protein shakes on that cruise. I think it was per room. Okay, thank you. And do you know if it was a 12-pack? Well, I guess it doesn't matter as long as it's a container. I bought the minis, the 10-pack of minis. They gave us a person that you could talk to. I did ask her some questions, but it took her like 5 days to get back to us. So I just figured last night I went out to get everything we needed for the cruise, and I was just going to get a pack. Okay, guys, we're bearing down on 1 minute, so I know this was a long, most of it was talking. Hi, how are you? I'm just sitting here looking at the strawberries that I crushed up. So we made scones today, guys, and they're getting ready to come out of the oven. We got 56 seconds. 56 seconds. I'm going to have to start wearing my apron. I think it was per room. Okay. Hey, everybody on Facebook. All right, I'm going to set this hot pad here so when I get them out of the oven. We are at 23 seconds. I think it was a 12-pack that was allowed. Okay, thank you. Well, I bought a 10-pack of minis, so I'll be all right. I know, but I was afraid they only had Pepsi. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on here. Okay, Alexa, stop. Okay, guys, there they are. Now, to me, I think those are really large. So, maybe they're nice and golden brown on the bottom. Let me bring them to you. They're very hot, but I don't know. Do you guys think they're too big? I think they're too big. Maybe it's just me. Package with you, Chris. That's great. Yeah, maybe next time I'll do that. So those are your scones. I got 11. I think next time I make them, they'll be a little bit smaller. And I went with brown sugar, and as you can see, I did some gold in with the brown sugar for that Tuesday. All right, guys. Well, it was nice being on here with you. I'm going to get off here and clean up my kitchen, and I'm going to have a nice warm scone with some butter and a cup of coffee. And then I got to pack up oh, thank you, we will. I'm going to pack these up and send them to work with my son, the ones that we don't eat. So he's taking the cake I made yesterday, and I'm sure he'll take some of these scones. So I will talk to you guys later, and make that simple little recipe. I think you'll like it. We'll talk to you later. Bye. Bye, guys.